So let me show you how to find some chanterelles and what they look like, what to watch for, all that stuff. It is middle of October in Washington, in Oregon, and that's the perfect time to go mushroom hunting. So the mushrooms have already started. They generally start up higher, and then they kind of work their way down lower throughout the year. My theory is that higher up, they get more rain, and then it's a little bit cooler at night, so it causes the mushrooms to fruit. Now, like I said, it's a perfect time for getting out there, getting chanterelles, getting lobsters, getting Matsutake mushrooms. But we're about 3,000 feet now, which is what I would kind of consider getting in the upper end for October. It's kind of interesting because we have this really good Matsutake spot, but it's down like 1,500 feet. We tried there and there's nothing really. So we just kind of kept driving up higher, got to a different spot, and guess what? There's tons of Matsutake. There's tons of white chanterelles out. Chanterelles are one of the most popular mushrooms in the Pacific Northwest, and for good reason. They've been consumed for hundreds of years. And in fact, nobility used to consume them and the tables in medieval Europe. They're found all throughout North America, and also Europe, obviously, and even Asia too. So even Africa in some forests. So isn't that crazy? They're a widespread mushroom, and they're delicious. They've been the food of nobility. Like they said, that there's records of that going back like 400 years. And yeah, they're great. There's no bugs in chanterelles. You don't have to worry about bugs. And there's a couple different species of them. There's the golden chanterelle or the yellow chanterelle, but there's also the white chanterelle. And the white chanterelle is very similar to the golden chanterelle. So there we go. Yeah, you can see it poking through here. You notice how it's not golden on top, it's white, but it has a lot of the same characteristics. It's got the wavy cap around the side of it. And then if you look underneath of it, you'll see that telltale fake gills. So you see how these aren't real gills, they're just like folds in the skin, and they merge and they combine. So this is a white chanterelle. The only type of mushroom that really resembles a chanterelle that's like a false chanterelle it's actually called a woolly chanterelle, but don't be confused. It's not the type that you're going to want to pick. They are, I guess, somewhat edible, but they're also they cause a gastrointestinal problem. So a lot of times they'll get like really bad diarrhea the night after they eat them, or even in the bed. So that's the one. Watch out for the woolly chanterelles. I'll put some pictures up. I'll put a video up of the woolly chanterelle. The thing that you can tell is a woolly chanterelle, they kind of flake off in the center of the mushroom, kind of like hangnails or something. Where you can see the true chanterelles, like the white ones or the gold ones, they're very smooth on the top. So no sort of flakiness or scaliness going on. Yeah, that's the number one way to tell. And then of course you look underneath, got those nice fake gills. And they just kind of they have a nice aroma. They don't smell like much, no bugs. Like I said, you can tell because they'll never have any bugs. And yeah, they kind of taste kind of like apricot or something. Not like a really mushroomy flavor, but they're great, like sauteed. They're very soft and they're like silky, I would say. So that's a mushroom you'd want to look for in the Pacific Northwest is chanterelles, for sure. So when you go chanterelle hunting, this is the one you have to look out for. This is a woolly chanterelle, but it's a false chanterelle. And chanterelles are usually vase-shaped, right? But not this much. See how it really goes down into there? And then if you look at the top, you see there's like a texture to there, where it's almost like hangnails on your skin or something like that. And they flake off when they go towards the inside. So this is called a woolly chanterelle, and this will cause gastrointestinal problems with most people. So you want to be careful. And the main reason we call this is like a false chanterelle, or one that people get mixed up, is because it almost looks like it has those same folding skin, the skin folds underneath. See that? It looks very similar. But like I said, it's a little too much vase shape, and there's this scaly stuff going on the inside. And one thing I would say, if you don't really know, I would put it on like Facebook. Like everyone's got, well, I don't know. Not everyone has Facebook, but it's a good idea to just put them on Facebook and have people look at it and say, what are these? Are these chanterelles? And like, if it's your first time, people will say, no, those aren't chanterelles. Either that, or they're just going to say, yeah, that's awesome. You found the right ones. So I would suggest just posting it on Facebook. A lot of people, they do know at a glance. So you can tell on Facebook, this is not a real chanterelle. So watch out for these ones. these will make you get diarrhea. I'm telling you. One approach that can be effective when you're mushroom hunting is to look at different forest types. So if you're going through an area and you stop at one spot that's kind of like 30, 40-year-old trees, kind of typical, not old growth, you know, and you can't find any, then what you should do is you just go to the next spot that is like a little bit different, maybe smaller trees. Because like chanterelles, for instance, a lot of times they don't like old growth forests. You know, a lot of times they'll like the more, you know, there should be some forest, but a lot of times they like it when there's smaller trees. And here, so for an example, I just stopped at this forest. It's a smaller forest, and there we go. There's a golden chanterelle. And I can see more of them over here. Yeah, look at these. Very nice chanterelles. Like I said, this was just an area that I was going through that had that 40 to 50-year-old forest, you know, and then I saw a place that had smaller trees. And I thought, hey, why not just take a look? Because a lot of times, chanterelles, they like it when there's smaller trees, that they're a younger forest. Find chanterelles, a lot of times, same area, you can find matsutakes too. Matsutakes are like a big white mushroom, and the easiest way to identify them is by smelling them. So sometimes, you know, after finding even lots of mushrooms, you know, like probably dozens of them, sometimes we think it's a matsutake, but then we pick it up and we smell it, and you can tell right away if it's matsutake by smelling it. But that being said, once you recognize the smell, kind of like a cinnamon pine smell, they're great. They're a great mushroom, one of the best ones. One way you can tell they're matsutakes is they're very solid, and you have to like wiggle them to get them out of the ground. And then when you get them out of the ground, they come out as one piece. And these really young ones, they have a veil on them. So if you look underneath, see how it's still attached? I believe that's called like a partial veil. And like I said, the other way is you smell them. And they got it's like a cinnamon pine smell. And it's really unmistakable once you've tasted it, once you've smelled them. You can just pick them up right away and tell. But yeah, that's what you want to do to identify these is smell them. That's the main thing. And then baby found one too, huh? Look at. Oh, you found that on the trail?
Yeah. No.
Let's see this one. Let's show the camera what you found.
What did you find? Well, this is Chanterelle, and I picked it, and I found it.
It's a chanterelle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice one. It's a white chanterelle.
Yeah.
Wow, baby found a white chanterelle. So it goes to show you can find chanterelle and matsutake in the same spot. Right, mister?
Boop.
Boop. That's right.